Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode number 64 of the Your Next Level Mastermind. And our topic for today is how do you deal with business adversity, right? How do you deal with the adversity? Those uncounted areas, those unexpected challenges you get in your business. We all have that. So how do you deal with that? So before we get to that topic, you're going to be very honored to have a range of people going to share their thoughts with you about what they can do to help you in your business. So please make sure you check the links for each of these people. They give up their valuable time, one, to share with you what they're good at, and they are darn good at it. And secondly, to contribute their thoughts to the topic, which was how to deal with business adversity. And I would strongly advise and recommend and suggest everyone who's watching this to reach out to these people, okay? Not just one, reach out to all of them, okay? Reach out to all, because you don't know what opportunities exist for you. You have no idea in this world. And just because you're talking to one about a particular topic, you don't know what they know or who they know. So I strongly suggest you reach out to them, because they're not only good at what they do, they're very approachable, and they're also very, very easy to talk with. So with that in mind, let's start the little 60-second things. And Carol, we're going to start with you, Carol Davies, followed by Fred Gillen. When you're ready, Carol.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't realize I was off camera.
Okay, I'll start again. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, here you go.
Hi, I'm Carol Davies. I'm a coach, lifestyle strategist coach at Passion Motivator Coaching, and I'm located in Ontario, Canada. And I like to work with stressed and busy women entrepreneurs who have sort of lost time for themselves in their life and where their business is going and their family, and find out how we can together plan a way forward for them so they can find out what they're really excited about in life, center their life around that, and get going forward again in life with joy and ease. Why I like to do this, I used to be that person when I was working in a large company, and I felt totally unheard, overworked, stressed. My health suffered. I used to have a lot of colds and, respiratory things. And then one day I thought, well, I don't need this anymore. And I got a chance, and I was able to leave, and I started my own business, and I've never looked back. And all it takes is realizing that if life takes you over, then this is no good. So I love to do this. And today I'm looking for women entrepreneurs who feel like if they're at the end of their rope, give me a contact, and together we'll go forward, and it would be great to hear from you.
Thank you very much, Carol. Thank you very much. Fred Gillen, followed by Joy Veale.
Thanks, Peter. My name's Fred Gillen. I run a business called More Marketing Ideas, because that's what I tend to do, is give small business owners more marketing ideas. So I've run a digital agency that helps you promote your business online. And I'm also a online marketing strategist. So I have a look at what people are doing in the way of promoting their business and look for the end game. So we don't look at just creating websites. We actually look at seeing what all of the marketing is doing and what it's going to produce at the end of the session for people. And why do I do it? Because I just love the end result. And I love seeing that bell go on or the light go on, whatever it is, when somebody actually achieves their goals and gets their message out there. And I also run a community networking group, which helps people connect with other like-minded individuals and businesses, so that helps your business grow. So it's all about connection and introductions, because I'm not going to use the word referrals after today's session, Peter. So if you want an introduction to other business owners, give me a bell. All my details are in the chat. And Fred Gillen, More Marketing Ideas.
Thank you very much, Fred. And please make sure all the people who are contributing, make sure you put your links in the chat, and I will make sure they're there, and so everyone can get access to you. Joy Healy, followed by John Allen.
Hello, I'm Joy Healy from joyhealy.com. What I do is I show people how to avoid the mistakes that tripped me up when I started online, because I joined a few things that I, in hindsight, shouldn't have joined. Why I do it is because I learned the hard way about some of the dirty tricks that some of the big affiliate marketers use, and when I realized I just couldn't believe what was happening, I thought it was me misunderstanding, but it wasn't. There were some dirty tricks going on. I live in Norwich in the UK, but I obviously operate online. I serve people 55 and over with full pension provision, interested in making an extra income online. I have various opportunities available that I've tried and tested, and if you'd like to get in touch about any of them, please do so. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Joy. Can I ask you one question? Are you still also doing a lot of blogging?
Yes, I do it. I do my blogging every week. In fact, I've just taken on something that helps me with contact, because I was trying to do, I was finding it quite difficult to find a lot of contact, but really because of lack of time. So yes, I'm still blogging.
And the reason I said that is because anyone is watching this, or anyone on the call here, if you're interested in blogging, Joy has been a blogger for many years. That's how we first met, actually, years ago, blogging, okay? And if you'd like some ideas and thoughts about how to improve your blog, then please reach out to Joy. I think, hope you don't mind me saying that, Joy.
Yeah, happy to help. Thank you.
Okay. John Allen, followed by Marcus.
Hi, everyone. I'm John D. Allen of Allen Small Business Coaching. What I do is I help struggling small business owners and entrepreneurs who aren't attracting their right clients. So what I do is I teach them how to attract their right clientele, also how to generate instant income, and if they need professional help, who to turn to. Why do I do this? I've received a lot of help and assistance through my working career. This is my way of giving back to people. I'm located just outside of London, Ontario, the one without the big bridge or the big clock. I serve clients in all English-speaking countries all over the world. This week, I'm looking for small business owners that are struggling, or entrepreneurs that need some help with their marketing. Thanks, Peter. Have a great day.
Thank you very much, John. Very much indeed. Marcus Newcomb, followed by Pat Dreyer.
We'll with you in a sec. Hi, I'm Marcus Newcomb. I'm a leadership executive consultant and change agent, and I work with people who ask, is this as good as it gets? I help my clients to position themselves strategically as a solid leader, become a collaborator who inspires others, and help them leverage their resources. Why I do it? Simply, I love to inspire growth and connect people with their true purpose. I'm living in Switzerland, working mostly with clients from the US and Canada. This week, I'm looking for people who ask, is this as good as it gets?
Thank you, Marcus. I love the way you leave us hanging there. Is this as good as it gets? Have you ever been on stage, Marcus?
Sorry?
Have you ever been on the stage?
Yes, I have, in my previous life.
What, the last one leaving Tombstone?
You beat me, Fred. I was about to say there's one leaving in 5 minutes.
We walked into that. Sorry, Marcus. Okay. Pat Dreyer, followed by Veale.
Thank you, Peter. Hello, everybody. I am Pat Dreyer, and I'm in network marketing with My Daily Choice. And I show people how to attain freedom through residual income. Now, we offer a turnkey business. You can start it for free, and you can actually start earning a check as early as next Thursday. Now, why do I do it? In today's environment, there are so many people that are just stuck and uncertain about their future. They're looking for change in their lives. They want more time with their family and their friends and more money to do what they want to do. Well, I'm here to show them how to do it. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, but we have both physical and digital products. So we serve most areas of the world. Now, if you can do me a huge personal favor here, what I need this week, now everybody knows someone who wants or needs change in their life. And if you know anybody that wants to learn how to make an extra $600 on up to a six-figure income, just send them my way and we'll teach them everything they need to know. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Pat. Can I ask a quick question?
Of course.
If they don't know anything about an online business, are they still welcome?
Oh, absolutely. It's we show them how simple it is. The simpler it is, the easier it is to duplicate, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, we show them from scratch on up to the super educated in this business. So yeah.
Okay. So if you're watching this and you're thinking about starting a business, okay, then Pat's one of the people you should reach out to. Okay. Jeff Veale, followed by Anthony Pacelli.
Yeah, good evening, all. My name is Jeff Veale, thebusinessguru.com.au. What we do, we're a digital marketing company with a big team here in the Philippines and Manila. We're the cheapest agency in Asia. And the one thing we've got over other agencies, you don't pay a dime if we don't get you a result. So you should be checking us out. Why do we do it? We love helping people in business and like to see them grow. This week, we're looking for people. We've got a new program coming up in the middle of May, how to double your business in 120 days or less. And we're looking for people who may have a database who could sell that to their members. And we're paying a 40% commission on that. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Are you saying that if they don't make any profits, they don't pay?
Correct. If they don't move the needle, meaning if we don't show them substantial growth. But we can't do in 1 week what they couldn't do in 5 years. We ask for a 3-month commitment.
Right. Okay. Thanks for that. Great offer. Great offer. All right. Santa Claus, Anthony Pacelli, followed by Tom Petty.
Well, hello, everyone. Oh, it's so good to be here. Oh, I tell you, it's an amazing. I do want to apologize. I am a little bit tardy today because I had some problems out in the barn with the reindeer and then some union elf issues. But you know, but I'm here. And I wanted to share with everyone that I think, you know, what I wanted to share with everyone is that, you know, the idea that I have found that keeps me busy in the off season. You know, and have you ever wondered what it is and how I keep things going at the North Pole? Well, you know, I love people and I'm a servant and I'm here to serve others and want to help them all attain their dreams one at a time. You know, I'm an affiliate in a private crypto company that's growing exponentially. We're close to like 1 million members now. Oh, man. And this is something that can be done regardless of what you are doing right now, whatever business this is just like a little sideline thing that can help with a little bit of input. And so if you go to bcrewards.info, you can get an overview of what we're doing. Okay. And I'll put that in my, in the chat here. So what I'm looking for this week is like-minded people who are wanting to have a little extra money coming in that can create maybe financial freedom down the road. But I'll get all the info here, and I look forward to talking with everyone. And oh boy, I tell you, those reindeer, those elves, unions.
Thank you very much, Anthony. Tom Petty, followed by Bonnie Rose. Tom, over to you.
Morning, everybody. And it's been a little while since I've been here, so it's good to see your faces again. I'm Tom Petty with Thomas Petty Enterprises, and WordPress is a wonderful platform to build your company websites. And unfortunately, it's a wonderful platform for hackers too. And hackers love to break into WordPress websites. I am a WordPress security specialist, And I've seen all kinds of hacked websites, and you're probably being attacked right now if you have a WordPress website. What I'm looking for are people who have a WordPress website that aren't sure about how secure their site is. I'm offering a free mini security audit on your website. We'll do it live on Zoom, and we will go through your website, and I will show you all of the holes that the hackers are poking at and trying to break in. So I hope to see you soon online, and I will help you with your WordPress website.
Thank you, Tom. And you actually do it live with them on Zoom.
Yep.
Right. Could you make sure that link's in there so they can reach out to you?
Yeah, I'll put in my LinkedIn contact information. You can just reach out to me on LinkedIn.
Okay. Thank you very much, Tom. All righty. So before we get on to the topic, I've got some apologies. Penny Kennedy can't make it today. She's going to be here next week. Marlon Canas can't make it today either. And we've got two people with COVID again, Yvonne Jones and Sherry Bennett. They've both got another dose of COVID, okay, which is sad to hear. Janet Claire Pastelli always puts her best wishes in for all of us. And Pat Kern is feeling a bit under the weather as well. He can't make it. So with that in mind, I want to pass it over to you now, because how do you deal with business adversity? Okay, and the floor is yours. Maybe if we can do it this way. There's a little underneath the reactions. There's a little hand sign there. Okay, click that, and we'll take it in the order that they show up there. So if you get down to the bottom where you click reactions, and click the hand sign, and then I'll take you in the order that you show there. So don't be shy. I'm waiting for someone to put a hand up there. Tom, you're first. Over to you. How do you deal with business uncertainty?
Well, business uncertainty is always, I think it's just a constant. And I think the biggest thing that we can do is shift our focus. If things are not feeling right and not going the way we want it to go, then you need to shift and figure a different thing out. One thing that I recently saw is, and I'll have to find the link, but there's a website that you can go to that you can find your own side hustle. So if you're looking for a little extra money on the side, and there's all kinds of companies that'll hire you, as a remote worker, supposedly, and do some work on the side and get some cash flow, and you can get a side hustle. So that's one way that you can do it.
Thank you very much. Anyone got any questions for Tom? Okay, bear with me. Who's the next hand? Is Fred. Over to you, Fred.
Yeah, thanks, Peter. I think that it's exactly what Tom said. I mean, business is uncertain. You're never going to know what's coming around the corner. I mean, 2 years ago, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing here tonight, right? Because all my business came from local referrals. So I never promoted myself online, never did anything similar to what we're even doing now. So I think with any adversity that comes up, you've just got to pivot. You've just got to look around and see what other opportunities are available to you. I started to promote my own business online then, because my local business that I was dealing with, which were mainly cafes and restaurants, it closed down. So I had no income for about 4 months, nothing coming in the door at all. So we had to pivot some way. So I think you just got to look and see what else is out there. And it's pretty much, again, agreeing with Tom that you've got to have a look for a second source of income, or even a third or fourth source of income, and not just rely on one, because if that one dries up, as we've all learned over COVID, you can be in trouble, so just look and see what else is out there and build multiple streams of income.
Thank you, Fred. Pat Dreyer.
Technology is amazing, isn't it? Watch this. I can even lower it. You know what? There is always uncertainty in everything that we do, especially business. And it's mostly it's distractions is what we're finding. You know, we get distracted from little things, and we go and we find ourselves doing this, and we find ourselves doing this, and we're just not focused on the things we need to be. And like Marcus, when he talked to us a couple of weeks ago about shutting the news off, you're not going to believe how it's going to help you. Marcus, are you still without your, you can shake your head, but are you still without watching the news?
Absolutely.
So you're 10 weeks into it by now.
By the way, last night I saw Biden for the first time after 2 months, and I literally had to ask, who's that?
Yeah. Everybody here asks the same thing, so you're okay. But just shutting the news off and taking control of the way you think, taking control of the things that you do, and just don't let anything control your mindset. You have to realize that you are in control of the way you think. And the best way I find for fixing that is just to focus on the things you can control. And you're going to find that the desire, the businesses that you desire are going to just be attracted to you. But the best way to do this is by staying focused, just doing a daily ritual. And I don't know if anybody does that, but it's something that it's very important to keep you focused on and in control of your business. And so daily ritual of gratitude and meditation and personal development. And if you do that in the morning, you're going to find yourself really jacked up for the day and ready to go. So just stay away from the distractions and stay focused.
Okay. Thank you very much, Pat. It's interesting, you know, I was reading an article today, we were talking about the news, right? About the difference between misinformation and disinformation, okay? And I didn't realize this, because you never know who to believe these days in the news, but it's interesting. I'm not going to give you the answer, but if just go and find out the difference between misinformation and disinformation, because it's a huge difference, and it's got some connotations that are not that good. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, I think it's government propaganda.
Could be. And I don't want to get in that road just here, but
yeah, disinformation, misinformation. Yeah, there is a difference.
You're on one.
Yeah. So
there you go.
On the way I go. Well, to carry on from what Pat hit it right on the head, hit that nail right on the head with the business uncertainty. Because when we started our business, when you start your business, you have a goal, and that goal is what your focus should be on. And when we go and we have that uncertainty, that generally means it's a lack of focus, and that lack of focus requires a checkup from the neck up, the mindset and everything, as Pat said, because it's all a matter of will and what you're willing to do and what you want to do, and what are you willing to do to get that excuse me to achieve your goals, because that goal is the end. We all start with the end game in mind. What is that goal? And then those goalposts should always be constantly moving, and that uncertainty can be in there in that time frame. But as long as we have our focus on what it is that we want, and what we're here for, what is the purpose of what we're doing? Why am I doing this? And it's like a little bit of self-reflection as to what's going on. And if we're not seeing we're not seeing the results that we want, then we need to make the changes to get the results that we want. Sometimes we need a little bit of outside help to help us refocus, but it's, like Pat said, self-improvement, building ourselves up and focusing on what it is that we need. It's that lack of focus that brings that uncertainty. When you change your perspective, you can change your world. Your whole world, your whole purview changes when you change your perspective. So if something gets you out of focus just a little bit, you just need a little bit of refocus, or maybe that little bit of change in your perspective will help you see something to get around whatever this uncertainty is.
Okay. Thank you very much. John D. Allen, over to you, my man. What are your thoughts about business uncertainty?
I agree with what everybody else was saying. The one thing that I find is you have to know your why. Your why has to be bigger than you. It has to be bigger than basically whatever problems you run into. If your why is big, you can overcome anything. The other thing too, when you come up to these uncertainties or various obstacles, what opportunities are in those obstacles? There could be a great business opportunity in there that just because of roadblocks come up doesn't mean there's not something in there that you can pivot to or switch over to that can help you make more revenue and or solve another problem for somebody. So, the biggest thing is A, know what your why is, and B, be prepared to look at your obstacle or your challenges with different eyes. You can't solve the problem in the same mode of thinking that it's created in. So you need to think in a different way about solving your problem. So with that, take a look at your problems and challenges as opportunities. Thanks, Peter.
Thank you, John. Okay, Sandy Murray, over to you, my man.
Yeah, this uncertainty thing, I think, creeps in on everybody, certainly myself included. But I think what everybody said here is a lot of it depends on certainly your why, for sure. If you get it right, then you're motivated to keep moving on. The other thing is I think focus is really key to getting it done. You've really got to, and the way I look at it is, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So the thing is just focus on that one thing and really just, until you get it resolved, either you resolve it yourself or, more important, get help from other people. They will really, they're there. We're here today. We're available, all of us, to help. We're all concerned about, maybe making a dollar, but more important, we're concerned about seeing you, the average person become successful, reach their goals, but we will deal with uncertainty. And it's tough to get away from it sometimes, but if you keep continually to work on it with the help of others, you'll solve the problem and move on, ready for the next roadblock. Anyway, that's my input for today.
Okay, thank you, Sandy. Obviously, with anyone who's starting a business, there's going to be periods of uncertainty, and if you're watching this and you don't want that, then don't start. Okay, don't start, because there's no way you're going to get around it. Doesn't matter how well prepared you are, and I appreciate exactly what Pat shared in terms of focus and having a discipline, etc. They are the things that get you out of it. They don't always prevent it, because that's the world we live in. And that's the reason why you make money as an entrepreneur. Otherwise, you wouldn't earn any money at all, okay? You got to take the risk and be prepared to take the risk. So anyway, sorry about that. Carol, over to you.
Thanks a lot, Peter. I have to say that everything that people have said so far, they're like what I would call pearls of wisdom. Let's say there have been 8 or 9 different viewpoints put forward. I could say, okay, I want to pick this one, and this one. And if I could put them together into a little booklet, it would be fantastic. I was thinking of saying something similar, but it's interesting this week. I was talking with an online business manager, and we were talking about businesses, and she's putting together a little publication that deals exactly with sort of like your business in uncertain times. And her thing was, you need to know all these things, but you have to know the nuts and bolts of your business. Like, what would happen if you were incapacitated, say, today, and you were going to be out of your business for a while? And she said, you need something like an emergency road plan, where you need to know, like, who would need to be notified. What about your financial details? How secure is everything? Who has access to, financial records or confidential things, or who would need to know if, say, you were going to be out of commission for a while. She had this whole really detailed thing which she'll be bringing out. And I thought, I never thought of that. Being a small business owner, I thought, well, it's almost like an operations manual. I personally don't have one, but I think I'm going to get one now. The point she brought up, I thought, this is just so basic. I mean, a big company would have that, risk management and whatever. And it really brought me down to earth to think, I never thought of that before. So that's what I'd like to contribute, is like the knowing where you're going. The focus is important, but you also need to look after the nuts and bolts as well in case something unexpected does happen.
Well said, Carol. Well said. Great advice indeed. Okay, Joy Healy.
Right. Well, I'd actually be more worried if there was no uncertainty in my business, because it's uncertainty that is profitable to me. I'm talking mainly about my offline business here, but it also applies to the online, because I operate on the principle that one man's problem is another man's profit center. And it's following on from what Peter and John said about finding the opportunity. And I have a technical contact if I get stuck. So that's, again, my backup. And really, I sort of thrive on the uncertainty and the firefighting. So that's my perspective on it. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Joy. Well said. Well said indeed. Okay. Jeff Veale.
Yeah, I'd like to start off with letting you all know that if you don't know already, God laughs at people who have got plans. Because one thing about life, it's constantly changing, and you've got to change with it. And one of my sayings to a lot of my clients is, move. You're not a tree, so move. Few points, guys. I'll just go through my notes here. Number one, that a lot of you don't do. I know you don't do because I follow you. Be consistent. Don't just go jump out of the box for 3 or 4 days and be posting and interacting with people and then disappear for 2 weeks. You've got to be consistent, and that can either mean whatever you want it to be. It can be daily, it can be every couple of days, whatever. But be consistent. Some of you are getting your leads from only one source. Let's say all the people that are using LinkedIn. Why wouldn't you do something similar on Facebook and double your business? And then why wouldn't you do email marketing? Why wouldn't you hire someone to do some telemarketing for you? If you hate telemarketing, don't worry about it. Get someone else who loves it to do it for you, and bring in those leads and improve your business. Know your numbers. That's a big one, guys. A lot of people I talk to, they tell me, I close 70%, I close 80%. And when we go over it together with a fine tooth comb, we find out they close 15% or 20%. All right, so you must know your numbers. All you do is a data report, add it up at the end of the week. You've got so many calls, so many clients, and then if you hit rate, for example, mine's about 1 in 4 in general. Most business I've ever done, it's been about 25%, and I'm good at what I do. So anyone that tells me they get 80%, I call bullshit. So you know your numbers. Think outside the box. Do deals with your competitors. Guys, I used to be in Australia, and there's another city 8 hours away. I rang up one of my major competitors and said, let's make you some money. And we made together over $1 million each with 4 words on his website. Anybody here want to know what the 4 words were? Nobody? 1, 2, anyone else? No more? The 4 words were, now open in Sydney. He was in a place called Melbourne, which is 8 hours from me. And I try to tell him this, the World Wide Web goes everywhere. So the idea is, by him having now open in Sydney on his website, if someone in Sydney saw that website with now open in Sydney and my phone number, who are they going to ring? Melbourne or me? They're going to ring me. So I started getting 30 calls a week, guys. Let's call it 40 for a minute if you like, just to round it off. Now remember, my numbers are 1 in 4, so I got 10 bookings a week worth $1,650 average per booking off a website I did not own. Got that, guys? So reach out and think, how can I do deals with my competitors, right? And that then brings to another point. Add extra products. If you've got a product, think, what else can I add? What else does my client need? Add an additional product, right? We often start people off on a $2,000 program, and then by the time we get to 3 months, they love us, most of them, not all, but most, and then we upgrade them to a $5,000 a month program. The reason for that is, I tell them quite truthfully, if we've got 5,000, I can do 3 times as much work for you and get you there a lot quicker. Or we can stay where we are. We're still getting growth, but as far as I'm concerned, we're on the slow train. Let's jump on the bullet train. And then my last one, don't think and grow rich, act and grow rich. Thanks, guys.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. All right, Marcus Newcomb. And before you say a word, Marcus, I just want to say thank you in advance. We're not going to tell people what it is yet. Marcus and I are doing something next week, which has got me very excited, and we'll be sharing it with you in the near future. And I just want to say to you publicly in advance, Marcus, thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate this opportunity you're giving me. I know I'm creating a bit of curiosity. That's on purpose because it's going to be darn good, and I'll share it with you. All right, enough of that. Marcus, over to you.
Thank you. When I looked at the question, what immediately popped in my mind was, I grew up realizing there is one big illusion, and that's called certainty. So thinking about it further, how I handled that illusion was basically realizing at a young age, if someone has uncertainty, it's usually because information is missing. And that's probably, Joy, why we share this firefighter mentality very much. Because I thrive on the so-called uncertainty. And yes, it's true. It actually makes us rich because we help people deal with uncertainty and we give them kind of certainty. So actually just that one shift to realize certainty is an illusion. And usually when we feel uncertain is because we are lacking information. It's probably one of the reasons why I love the SWOT analysis. Probably use it on a weekly basis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, because that gives me pretty much an overview of the situation in a couple of hours. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcus. Okay, well done. Yogesh.
Hey, Peter. Hi, everyone. I wasn't sure really what the question actually meant, but I was listening to Jeff and what he was saying. And I think the one thing for me is when something doesn't work out and the business slows down is I ask the customers, because I work so much with children and the parents. I ask them, what do you want your child to learn? And they are the ones who guide me. They say, oh, we want our children to learn how to, develop their own apps or learn how to develop their own games, or we want our children to be YouTubers. And then I find the right instructors and I provide them with that. So you got to keep changing what you're providing to the customer as well. If I only relied on teaching public speaking, I would be broke right now. And I pivoted. I got chess teachers, I got art teachers, I got coding teachers, I got YouTube teachers. So I started leveraging on other people's time. And that gave me more time to, handle the business part instead of focusing on the teaching part. So that's what I just wanted to share.
Thank you, Yogesh, very much indeed. Okay, Jay, over to you, my man. Nice to see you again.
Thank you, Peter, for the invite, and it's great to be here. So coming back to this question, how I get over uncertainty. I was recently starting a project and I have a lot of uncertainty towards it. It was like I went round in circles for a few months. And then finally what I started doing is I started actually interviewing people, started understanding what they wanted, how they wanted it. And I was quite surprised, okay? Because what I initially thought would impress people and what would really be great and fantastic, it wasn't actually the case. I have tweaked my business for almost like since the past 4 to 5 months, and I finally got it right. And it just kept going round and round and round in circle until I finally did it. So I guess that would be very similar to what Yogesh and some of the others have just said just now. I guess that's what I wanted to say.
Thank you, Jay. Okay. Anyone else like to contribute anything before we wind it up? Because it's a topic which I threw at you deliberately without explaining too much, because I want to hear what you had to say from within you. Because to me, uncertainty is something that scares the pants off some people, okay? And for others, they thrive on it. And I've heard that message tonight, okay? Joy, you thrive on uncertainty, okay? Which is fine. And that's the reason why you're an entrepreneur. You're not working for somebody else, you're working for you. Any other thoughts before we finish?
Yeah, Peter. How many people came, Peter?
13.
No.
I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
14. Check the bottom. 14.
There's 14.
14 attendees.
Right.
I know a gambling guy who said there'd be 14.
Oh my goodness gracious, yeah. Sorry. I got a message.
Remember that?
Yeah, I got a message from Jeff Veale today saying that
I said to Peter, there'll be 14 people here tonight.
Yeah.
That's
Good thing you put money down,
Jeff,
Peter.
you're so smart, Jeff. It's unbelievable that you can read minds like you do.
Balls on the line, guys. That's what it's got to be.
But Jeffrey, I'm going to correct you, because when I replied to you, but we've got 6 apologies. You were going to.
I adjusted when you told me there were 6 missing.
Correct, right? So let's get the whole story on the table.
That was a red herring, though. That was a red herring.
You can't have it both ways.
I'll stick with the original selection.
All right, everybody, enough of that. Thank you very much for sharing your time with me, okay? And also for sharing your expertise. And please, whatever you do, okay, make sure that when people reach out to you, let me know. I'd like to hear if you're getting any feedback. And if you're not getting any feedback, I'm going to change some things around. Because you give your time up to do this, and I want to make it worth your while. Okay?
Save the chat, guys.
So, yeah, save the chat. And I'm just going to stop the recording. Thank you very much for joining me today, and thank you for your contribution.
Peter, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.